Well, hello, and welcome back to another video. My name is Sam, or Erfaren, whatever you want to call me. And today, we've got a couple different things I want to try and do. I think we're going to do a wood farm, so I don't have to mine trees anymore, because I need so much wood, and I can't be bothered to mine any trees. But then to fuel that wood farm, we also need a bone meal farm. So we're going to do both of those. So look at this. We're just completing out like a trio of farm episodes. But before we get to that, I wanted to show you all the iron farm. Here's even some that I haven't dropped in yet. The iron farm did okay. This is just from a single like night of AFKing. I just left my computer on overnight, probably from like, I don't know, like 10 to 7 in the morning. And this is what I came back to. So needless to say, we've got more iron than we'll probably need for a long time. So yeah, that's pretty great. Just as a precursor, I definitely have a little bit of a cold, so sorry if my voice sounds a little strange. Also, I did get a new audio interface, so if my microphone sounds different, that's why. I'm trying out some different things, so please let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts on the audio, if the audio still sounds good, if there's some tweaking that needs to happen. I've been working with the compressor and the EQ and things like that to make it match kind of what it was, but I really wanted to switch to this new one, so yeah, I'm glad that I did that. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on with today's plans. So for both of these farms, I am going to build them over at the industrial area. And actually, while we're just sitting here talking about this, I think I'm going to fill these up. But I got to thinking when I was like planning out this episode, like, why didn't I build both of these things over there? And I suppose that probably would have been the smarter decision, but I think it makes sense to have both of these here near the village because it all works out. The villagers were right here already, easier for transport. So I'm not too worried about it, but there was there was a part of me that was like, dude, why didn't you just, go and do all of this over at the industrial area? But so anyway, what we're going to work on today, we are going to build over at the industrial area so that it all stays together and it gives us more things to get from AFKing while we're over there. Because I definitely need to spend more time with the creeper farm and with the sugarcane farm that we have over there, because I've hardly gone back over in the last week. So definitely need to do that. Something else I was thinking of, I think I do want to try putting cats in that creeper farm. Because I really like that design. It's a whole lot less complicated than some of the larger designs, and it just takes up a ton less resources. So I think that's something I want to try and do, is put cats in there to like actually push along some of the creepers, because I was taking a look at it and there's tons of creepers spawning in it. They're just not moving. So that's something that we need to figure out is how to get those creepers to move. And I think cats are probably the easiest answer. Obviously this is also working great. I don't know how this is still working considering there's only 4 beds. I feel like they've got to be I don't know. I don't fully understand how the beds to villagers ratio works, but yeah, this is definitely working. This right here is, I really want to get a trading hall set up, but I do think that's going to be a next episode or the episode after that thing. But my plan, and I'm really excited about this, so let me know your thoughts if you think this will look good as well. But my plan is to have, so I'm going to make another little passageway down here because I've already got this is how I was moving around the villagers. But what I'm going to do is, instead of having it just go straight up and out, I'm actually going to have it turn right here and go into another chamber over in this direction. And over there, we're going to have a zombification chamber that'll turn villagers into zombies, and then we can turn them back to villagers so that we get 1 emerald pricing on nearly every enchantment, which that'll be fantastic. But then once that's done, I want to build a tunnel from here all the way over to our base, because it lines up nearly perfectly with the edge of the cliff. So I was thinking if I can make a tunnel that goes from wherever we want to build the villager trading hall and goes directly to here, we can just feed villagers directly to the villager trading hall without having to do any like boat transportation or other things. We just send mine carts back and forth. And that also gives me the opportunity to make a super huge, like, tunnel. I don't know. Something about the idea of that and just grinding away at that sounds really fun to me. Also because, I feel like we need a lot of stone and other resources like that we haven't really taken the time to mine recently. So I want to do that. And then I think we need to take some time to actually just like build. I feel like the last couple of episodes I've been so heavily trying to figure out these farms and like play technical Minecraft that I'm kind of leaving behind the thing that I love, which is building. So I think we're also going to try and get to building, but I do want to give just a little bit of a pre-notice that starting on the 11th, I believe, the 11th of January this year, I'm going to go on vacation for 2 weeks. So I'm actually going to be out of town, not even here, until January 22nd. That'll be the first time that I'm posting another video. I might schedule some videos to post while I'm gone, but if I go missing, don't worry, I'm just on vacation. So I'll remind you all about this with the next episode coming out on Wednesday. But yeah, starting next Sunday until Wednesday the 22nd, or I guess, just before Wednesday the 22nd, I'll be gone for a little bit, but then we'll get back to all of our regularly scheduled fun. Yeah, so I guess with all of that out of the way, it's time to head back over to the industrial area, and we're fully out of rockets. So, oh, actually, hold on. Yeah, we don't even have any gunpowder in there. Well, we got gunpowder, but we don't have any of our sugar cane. So let's actually go to our base, because there is sugar cane there. I do know that. Because we've just had it sitting there for a while. So let's run back over to the base, grab some sugarcane, and then I'll explain my thoughts for how we're going to build these farms, where they're going to go, and all of that. All right, nothing too insane, but we were able to make 51 rockets, so that is definitely better than nothing, which will get us over to the industrial area. We're going to be doing a lot of running around today because we need an absolute ton of resources. What is that? Oh, it's an amethyst. That's cool. Anyway, back to what I was doing. We need an absolute ton of resources for the two of these. I'm actually doing slightly smaller versions of both of these farms. I found two designs that I really like. The tree farm is by ENX04, and then the it's a moss and bone meal farm. I'm going to primarily use it for bone meal, but we can technically use it for both. But that is by Vola. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. But it looks like their design was kind of inspired by a group of other people, but I really liked the video that they put together to explain it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But so that we can kind of start to see how this all fits together, I think I'm going to do the tree and bone meal farms maybe off this way, because the tree farm, it actually does go up a bit, and I don't want to... I don't know, I'm afraid to like build it right here and then have one of the explosions break the scaffolding that's here. And honestly, we might even just take the scaffolding down anyway, so it might be okay. But we've got all this open space over here that I was thinking maybe we build the tree farm like right about here, and then the bone meal farm, I don't know, here-ish, and it'll feed directly into the tree farm. But yeah, I'm thinking kind of this whole area will be where both of these farms set up. And something else I did want to say, I completely forgot that in Hermitcraft, Mumbo is kind of doing this whole pollution thing with his village. So I think I'm going to abandon that pollution idea that I mentioned a couple episodes ago. And I think we're just going to go for the straight up, just like industrial area. This area does not have to fit in with the vibes of the rest of the story. This is just an area where we are building these farms and having them. So I think I was thinking too hard about it. So if that sounds good to you all, I think that's what my plan is going to be. And then that way we just kind of got this like area that we just can come to, get everything done all in one place. And then, I don't know. Yeah, I like how that sounds. So I think that's going to be the plan. The first thing to do is see what we have. And here's my, we need so many blocks. Let's see. So who's got blocks? You've got blocks. You got wood. We'll take that. Okay, so what do these all contain? I think that is going to be important to figure out. So you have got building blocks, so that's good. I think we're going to start with the bone meal farm, because the bone meal farm obviously is going to feed the tree farm. So what I'm going to need is like a 54 of whatever, or hold on. No, it's like 170 something of whatever building block I want to go with. So This right here, that's 128. And that puts us just over 140. So we need 30 more deep slate bricks, and I think I do want to build with deep slate. I think that'll be fun. So let's grab the items that we actually need for this farm and drop them over here. So we still need some deep slate bricks. The thing we do have, we need 2 chests, so we'll drop the chests in there, and then let's see, do we have, where's our redstone box? Your redstone, what do you got? Let's see, what can we use from in here? So I need 1 observer. And then how many redstone torches do I need? I need 3 redstone torches. And 25 redstone dust, which I think this will give us 18. And we'll just take 26. So there's some of the redstone components that we need there. We got wood here. Oh, this is perfect because I need a number of trapdoors. So let's see. It looks like we're going to need 7 trapdoors. Boom. And then we need to have 9 hoppers, which hopefully we've got enough wood to get 9 hoppers. We got 1 right here. And then obviously we got more than enough iron going on to make the hoppers. I'll drop that right there. But let's see how many chests we can get here. I think. Oh yeah, we're more than fine. Okay. Sweet. I'll just make some an extra hopper while we're at it, since we don't need. Okay. Nice. Now, could I be prepping both of these things at the same time? Probably, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm taking it one at a time, just given how many materials need to be collected for each thing. All right, we need a lever, which I think we have a lever, maybe still. Okay, well, it doesn't look like it, but you know what we do have? Cobblestone and a stick. Boom, lever. Done. I do want to build it with like polished deep slate or deep slate, so we're gonna need some more deep slate slabs. Do we have what we need to make a dispenser? I don't think we have any string, so I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Oh, look at all these hoppers we had right here. Okay, we're gonna need 2 lava buckets and however much water we can get, but I actually think it's like 10. So if we can just do 10, I think that's 10. Yeah. We can just get 10 water buckets. That stops me from having to go back and forth the whole time. And then we need some composters. That's easy enough to build. We need, how many of these? 2 composters, 6 pistons. So it seems like what we need is some lava and we need some deep slate. So let's go ahead and we could just get lava the easy way. But I think let's go jump back into our mine because we haven't been there in a while. And actually go mine up some deep slate. We only need a little bit of deep slate. We really don't need that much. And then also while we're back near the base, we can grab our moss blocks and some of the other things that we need to finish up the redstone components, because it looks like that's about all we have left is just the redstone pieces of this. Let's see where I put that moss block. Boop, boop, boop. I really got to get all this organized. Hey, look, moss block. Okay. We got our moss block handled. Something I do want, I want the crying obsidian. I really would like to try and build with the crying obsidian. But I think we need 1 more piece of this because we need 6 and I only have the 5. But there's that ruined portal that's off that way that I think we can just steal the crying obsidian from. So that's perfect. I think that leaves us with just needing to run down into the mine and get ourselves, oops, I'm gonna put on some armor, get ourselves some deep slate. So let's hop on down here. I guess I could just mine deep slate from right here, but we got to mine for a reason, don't we? I don't know why I made it all the way over there, but well, here's a free lava bucket. Let's just snag this. Boom, 1 of 2 completed. We're just gonna go and do 1 lap down through this and then turn around, and that should be more than enough deep slate. I don't think we're gonna need any more deep slate for the moss farm. And the nice thing about the the tree farm is like, it is maybe a little bit more building blocks, but it's not, we can use anything else. Like, I'm not too worried about it. I just already had deep slate bricks, so I'm going to keep that consistent for at least this farm. All right, so that puts us at just over a stack of cobbled deep slate. So I think we're in a good enough spot to go ahead and head back. I'm not going to take that convoluted path. There we go. I do need to grab one more bucket of lava and one more thing of crying obsidian. So those are the two things we'll grab along the way. But otherwise, I think we can craft the rest back at the top. All right, now where is that ruined portal? Right there. Okay. All right, let's grab this crying obsidian, which I think we should be able to just mine by standing here on one of these. There we go. Don't have aqua affinity, so you know it'll take a second, but there we go. All right, there is crying obsidian completed, and then let's run over to this island. I feel like I remember there being a lava pit here. It really is just a single thing of lava. There we go. All right. The one thing that we may need that we don't currently have is bone meal to get the farm started. So what we will need to do is run into the nether and just collect a lot of bone blocks. But I'm going to finish getting the rest of this stuff put together before we do that. So there's our 2 lava buckets. And then let's get this turned into a deep slate brick. Sweet. And then now we can finish that off. So that should get us, that's 28 or 128. And then that puts us at 159. And like I said, we need 173. So honestly, let's just do a little flip-flop. There we go. What we need now are like 9 slabs, I think, and that is easy enough. Now we got 9 slabs. Boom. All right, so we are down to just needing 2 droppers, 1 dispenser, and 3 comparators. Oh, and 6 repeaters, it looks like. So let's grab, where's the rest of this? Okay. What do we need for comparators? We need quartz. We should have one of these has quartz in it. I saw it. You just have a single piece of quartz. That's not helpful. All right, well, it actually looks like we are going to need to go into the nether for some more quartz. Anyway, for the comparators. But let's go ahead and get the repeaters done first, if I can remember how to spell. We just need to grab our stone, which we have some there, and a bunch right here. And then we also need probably to make some more of the torches. So let's just make a stack of torches. Why not? There we go. There is our 6 repeaters that we needed. And then we need our droppers, which I believe is just like this, isn't it? I guess maybe we have to use cobblestone for it, don't we? Boom. Okay, so we need 2 of these droppers. Sweet. And then we do need a dispenser, but I don't think we have a bow or string. So we might need to grab some stuff to do that. All right, well, that leaves us with needing bone meal and needing quartz. So I suppose let's hop into the nether and we'll run and grab some just bone blocks to turn those into bone meal, because that's a very, very easy way to do that. And while we're at it, we'll also grab some quartz. I'm trying to remember what direction the wasteland is. Okay, there we go. So I know it's around here. So we'll just grab, I don't know, maybe a stack of bone blocks, and then we should be good to go. I'll take that bow. I don't know if an enchanted bow will work in a dispenser, but we may as well try. Okay, I got a little carried away because I wanted to make sure we absolutely had enough. So we've got 2 and some stacks. And now we can head back if we remember how to get back. I'm pretty sure we just go over this hill right here, and there it is. Yeah, there we go. We're smart cookies. All right, so we need 3 comparators, and there we go. That should be all that we need from that, and then the last thing was to see if this dispenser could be made with an enchanted bow. I would hope you can do that. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Boom. So now we have everything that we need to make this moss farm. So without further ado, let's watch behind me transform into a moss farm. Alrighty, well that is done now. I probably will go in eventually and fix that redstone over there and make all the blocks be the same. But yeah, I just absolutely love this design because of how simple it is. Like, I know there are significantly more efficient and like bigger moss farms and Bonemeal farms, but the thing I love about this is that it's uses so few resources and it's tileable. So like if I wanted to, I could just stack more and more of these up and have a really, really large Bonemeal farm. I'd have to figure out the redstone for it to make the clocks work and everything like that, but like the possibility is there, and that's what I like about it. So yeah, it's it's working really well. There's not going to be any Bonemeal in this chest yet, just because right now, oh wow, wasn't expecting that. Yeah, so I mean, there you go. That's how much Bonemeal we already have made off of this. So yeah, like I said, I'll probably fix this dirt part eventually, but let me just explain it to you how I understand it. I'm trying to do more of that so that I can learn more about redstone and how it works. So what is happening here is we have a stone generator, and that is right here. So under this is just a bunch of water, and the water is then having lava run over it, which creates stone instead of cobblestone. And then controlling these pistons that are pushing out the stone that we made is this little redstone clock. So you'll notice it pulses through, and then that's when the pistons fire, is when it does that large flash powering all the pistons. And then when it pulls away the power, the pistons drop back and it makes new stone. And then over here, we have in all this brick, this is another clock that sets off and powers these trap doors to flip down every time that the Bonemeal is dispensed from the dispenser. So it works essentially, it's just like, oh, a Bonemeal was dispensed and the moss is here. Okay, let's open these gates and we're going to let all the water run through. And then that knocks out all the blocks and drops them down into our hoppers, which then feed into these composters and then feed the whole system and feed us Bonemeal, which is fantastic. Now, when it comes to using our tree farm, this is probably not going to keep up with how much Bonemeal we're going to need, which is why I'm saying it would be nice to tile it up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this, instead of feeding directly into this chest, it's going to feed into the tree farm that we're going to build right here. So then we can sit and we're just getting consistent Bonemeal from this over to that. So that's what that whole plan looks like. But yeah, like I said, I'm really, really happy with this. For now, this is just going to be another farm that we can only fly up to. But yeah, one thing that I need to remember is to turn this off before we walk away from it, because this being on when we leave will cause it to create cobblestone, and then that'll break the whole system. It needs to just be stone. So we'll need to remember before we unload these chunks that we need to have that turned off. So we now move into Act 2 of this episode, which is getting the tree farm built right in this general area. So same thing that we did for the Bonemeal farm. We need to collect a bunch of materials for the tree farm. And honestly, like I said, I need a bunch of scaffolding. I've got a bunch of scaffolding right here. So we're just gonna... Oh no. Oh, not all my scaffolding. Gosh. Oh, darn. Oh my gosh, there's so much scaffolding. Holy cow. So we need 51 scaffolding. As you can see, we have quite a bit more than that. So I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna give us the 56 that we have in that stack just in case. And then we're gonna need 13 redstone. Convenient. We need 12 hoppers, which good for us. We've got 5 observers. Boom. 3 trapdoors, which we'll never be wanting for trapdoors again. That's just hilarious how many that we made for that farm that we didn't even end up building. 3 pistons, 2 redstone torches, 2 water buckets. We need 1 dropper. Boom. Composter. And then we need a wooden pressure plate. Boom, boom, boom. And then we need 64 plus 32 building blocks. We have 64 plus 24. I kind of want to keep with the deep slate theme, so we'll go grab just a little bit more building block to get that done. But we're fairly close on that. And then we need 10 signs. So we'll make 12. And maybe the easiest thing to obtain of all, we need 7 kelp. Which I actually don't even know if I've obtained any kelp yet. Just in general, so here we go, we got 8 kelp. So what remains is 2 obsidian, 1 soul sand, 1 TNT, and 1 carpet, and every single one of those things we can get from our base. So let's head back over to our base and grab all of those things. Yeah, like I said earlier, I think you know, I'll do some AFKing here to get materials and stuff for building, but I think I want the next couple episodes to be really about building and taking the time to work on our base, because I feel like I haven't taken the time to do that recently. So if that sounds good to you all, I think that's what we're gonna do going into the next couple of episodes. Obviously next time, like I said, with doing the villager trading hall and everything, you know, it's gonna be kind of a mix of work and building. But oh wow, did I do... Oh, I just flew all the way here without looking. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, we got to do some level of not just building work to get the villagers over here, but I'm excited, like I said, for that tunnel and for building all that. So I think it's going to be great. That should be everything that we need. Let's turn this into our building blocks. Nice. All right. I think it's time for us to get this tree farm done. So in keeping with fashion of the last couple of episodes, here is your second time lapse in the span of 5 minutes. I'll see you shortly. Alrighty, well, we've got that built. You can see it fading into the distance behind me. I'm gonna go grab some of our saplings, and we're gonna see if we can't make this work It's not going to be, like I said, it's not going to be at full efficiency yet because we don't have a bunch of bone meal yet. But once that bone meal farm is really up and cooking, I mean, I think it's going to turn out really well. So let's see. Ooh, I think I want some spruce trees. So let's go grab our spruce saplings from over here. The nice thing is this should work with everything but like, you know, like dark oak and things like that. So hopefully this will work. Well, I suppose the only thing we really can do now is hope that it works. So let's see if this last rocket can get us all the way there. What I do still need to do is actually make the connection from here to there. We'll do that eventually. Also, I was silly and I left this on when I went away earlier, so I had to completely like rebuild part of it, but now I'm smart and know to turn that on. I am going to run this wire probably all the way over there though, so we don't have to consistently fly up here to do that. So this design, like I said earlier, is by IanX04. Yeah, I guess I just need to remember how to do this. I think I got to put dirt there. Alrighty, so I actually had to do some troubleshooting because it turns out I was taking loads of damage from this. And actually, I will just let me just reset this so you can see what I was experiencing. So turning on the farm, we come up, and obviously it's gonna drop down TNT on us using a TNT duper up there. And this is what was happening. I was taking loads of damage, and I was like, there's no way I can AFK this and use this and not die. So I went and I was like, okay, this is dropping down pretty consistently, and it's all based off of this clock. So essentially how this works is there's a clock right here, and the clock is flicking this trapdoor, and this trapdoor sends a block update. See how it changes that scaffolding? It sends a block update all the way through the entire thing, essentially like wireless redstone all the way up to the top. And so I was like, okay, well maybe they're just falling too quickly, and I'm actually taking like the blast from the next one. Like, you know, my character just doesn't have the time to reset for it. So I was like, okay, these ones are all set very specifically, but this one was just placed in the original design. So I was like, okay, well, what if we extended that? And you'll notice it changes just a little bit. And what's going to happen is it's going to run through the last couple block updates that we're going through. But now look at that. No damage. And I can stand right here. So, for anybody who might have tried this farm already in 1.21.4 and been like, I'm taking damage, this doesn't work anymore. There's your solution. Just go ahead and on that repeater right there, set it to 2 ticks instead of 1. Sweet. Okay, well, for everybody else who doesn't know anything about this farm, let me grab, let's see, we'll just grab this bone meal that's directly out of here. Typically this would feed us bone meal, but we're out of, you know, we don't have any more bone meal in there. So, how this works is you walk right up to this little thing. I also added this because I saw somebody put a comment that said putting a fence instead of the chain might protect you too, but I actually don't think this is necessary. I think you could leave this as the chain too. Oh, there you go. See, look, I'm still getting some bone meal. So there you go. But what we're gonna do is we literally just sit here and you just hold right click, and it's gonna blow up your trees sometimes when you're placing, like you just have to get used to that. But what's gonna happen, you'll see the TNT mines the entire tree for me, and all I have to do is just sit and hold right click. Eventually it'll break this block. There you go. And this is all I have to do. It handles it all for me. So while it does all that, you'll see all of the drops funnel into there, and then they come up through this water bubble, and you'll see I'm getting back all of my saplings and more because they're just falling directly into my inventory, and everything else I don't have inventory space for, so they're funneling down here, which puts them into these chests. So you'll see just by standing there for a little bit, we've got 39 spruce logs, which is so much faster than going out and mining them. So yeah, I mean, this thing works pretty darn well. Now, one thing that we'll definitely have to figure out is the bone meal. Obviously, the bone meal is going to be the part of this that probably we run out of the fastest, because you know we're getting unlimited saplings now from this. So the bone meal is really what we need to be paying attention to, and you'll see, like, you know, we've got it kind of piling up right there, but I think the more we AFK here, obviously the more bone meal will be provided by the bone meal farm over there. That if I do get a chain set up to just funnel bone meal over here, I don't think we're gonna run out of bone meal. I think we'll be just fine. So, yeah. There we go. So I'll stop this for now so we can take a second. But yeah, look at that. I mean, it's filling up. So there we go. Yeah, look at that. It works almost flawlessly. Cool. Okay, well, let's go turn this off, and I'll do a little more explaining. So it takes a second. Like I said, wireless redstone, it's got to get all the way up there. So it'll do one big boom up there, and you're like, oh no, did everything break? Nope. There's a water thing up there that prevents it from breaking. But yeah, so this farm right here can do nearly every tree. It can't do like dark oak because dark oak requires a 2x2 space to build a tree. So we can't do that one here. And we can't do mangrove, not necessarily because we can't do mangrove, but because the roots will then get down into here, which won't, they won't get destroyed by the TNT. So then all the drops won't go in. They might land on those roots. So that's a problem. But just by flicking this lever and another lever that's on this tier right here, not the top tier, but this one right here, we can get it set for jungle trees. So we can have really nice tall jungle trees. We can do any of the nether wood, and then we can also do brown mushrooms. So if we need to start collecting mushrooms or anything like that, that's the way to do it. And it works easily. Like, I mean, literally just with the flick of a lever. So that's perfect. But yeah, look at that. So after just a little bit of time, I mean, you saw all but maybe like 3 trees that I placed. I did like 3 as a test. After just a little bit of time, we've got just a little bit of wood. I mean, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. So I think we can go ahead and call this a success. I'm feeling really happy about it. There it is. I mean, there is our Bonemeal farm and our tree farm, and all I need to do now is just get a chain of hoppers that runs over and feeds into that chest, and we're good to go. Or, you know, I can always just do this and that'll work just fine too. But oh, it's great. I'm happy with these, and now we can get all the wood that we need for all of the random builds that I want to do, because obviously spruce is like my wood of choice for this season so far. And yeah, so instead of, you know, building a billion spruce trees and tearing them all down, I figured this could be a little bit nicer to get us the bulk wood that we need. So yeah, there you go. That is all the time I have for today. I'm going to sit here in AFK and try and get as much bone meal as I can and as much spruce as I can. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I always appreciate it. If you made it this far, consider subscribing. I would absolutely love to have you around for all of the story yet to come and all of the future series and videos that we do as well. Next episode, like I said, we're going to do a villager trading hall and that big boring tunnel to move the villagers over there. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope to see you all there. Thanks again for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon.